Namaste. Welcome to the beginning of another live Sangha. I trust you are feeling as well as you can in this moment. You are certainly enough. I would like to begin our Shravana with a invocation of the Gayatri Mantra following 3 Omkaras. If you know them, you're welcome to go along with me. Swaha tatsaviturvarenyam bhargo devasya dhimahi dhiyo yo nah prachodayat. Thank you. And as we await our first guests to arrive, allow me to set the intention for this space as being inclusive to everyone, regardless of background, identity, orientation, ethnicity, belief system, what you wore for Halloween. Doesn't matter to me. As long as we can come together as fellow students of life to uplift each other, relate in one another's experiences, and share positive sentiments, that would make me happy. Namaste, dear Dune Jupiter and Enchantress Theodora. Welcome. I'm happy to be here again today, and always honored to have this space with you in it. I trust that you are as well as you can be in this moment. Even if you're not feeling 100%, that's okay too. Such is the nature of life. Today my body is not feeling 100%. I think I might be catching a cold, but that's okay. Not stopping me from being here today. And hello, dear stormy area. I just have to be a little bit more aware of my voice. Dear Enchantress Theodora, you ask, do people call me Yam in real life? Of course! Yam's the name. You can never wear it out. Welcome, dear Rebecca. Now, today is a new day, and I wish to be able to be at your service in any way that I can be. It would be my honor. Namaste, dear Greg RG. You made loaded sweet potatoes the other day. That sounds delicious. Hello, dear Wanderlust. Happy Catter Day, indeed. Welcome, dear Allison. Now, to start off our Shravana, which is the portion of the Sangha dedicated to taking in of a new experience, I'd like to start with a show and tell, and then a reading from another chapter of our book, and then we'll transition to Manana, the middle third of our Sangha, dedicated to processing our experiences. So, hope to open up Q&A there. Welcome, dear Kalampolo. Dear Enchantress, you just gave a stray cat a can of cat food. It is Catter Day. You are an angel. Or perhaps the cat is an angel for providing you with such a selfless opportunity. That is a gift in return. And thank you for your taps on the screen, dear Wanderlust. Now, for our show and tell, I have something very special today. One of our dear Sangis, Sky Guardian, wanted to show us what it was like at their local temple for the Diwali and New Year's exhibition. These are celebrations that we might not be familiar with in the West, Diwali being a holiday of India. And of course, it's not New Year's where we live. That's in January. But there is a Gujarati New Year celebrations, since different cultures keep track of time differently. So there's a video that I have to go through with you, and I would love to explore it with your presence. And thank you, dear. 2 sides for your heart me. Ram Ram. And dear Jen, thank you for your heart me. Jai Swami Narayan. Allow me to pull up the video for us to watch together. I haven't seen it yet myself, so it'll be a surprise for us both. And I'll move myself down so you can still see me, although I might be hidden by your chat. Yeah, that's right, it is the new year for them.
Hey.
So this is Sky Guardian on the scene at a very beautiful temple in New Jersey. In case you think you're in India, this is actually New Jersey. I mean, even the outside is so beautifully decorated. You just gotta successfully get past security. Let's see if Sky Guardian can succeed at that. Ooh. Oh, we got a sacred thread.
What's this for?
This is to give you good luck for the rest of the whole year.
Oh, okay.
To give you good luck for the rest of the whole year.
Oh, okay. So it's blessed by the Swamis.
It is blessed by the Swamis. Wow. So I didn't mention, this is the BAPS temple. That is a tradition coming from Gujarat, the province of India, in devotion to Swami Narayan, who is believed by their devotees to be a recent avatar of God, known as Purushottam Narayan. And this is a temple dedicated to that tradition. It's a part of a larger Hindu diaspora, but it's certainly unique in its own regard and very recent, arising from just the last few centuries. So you can see a statue of Swami Narayan. Many statues you'll see, but there's one on the table. Alright, we're inside. He successfully made it past security. Wow. Big auditorium of people clapping along to some song. The music has such a deep presence. You know, you can feel the rhythm, that's for sure. So much art, so much good work put into the building, shares Gregor G. Oh yeah. It's quite remarkable, the architecture, and I'm sure we'll see more of that as this goes on. Beautiful atmosphere. It is a nice atmosphere. Yeah. Very deep. You can feel a deepness of presence coming through. Ah, here's another statue of Swami Narayan. People are...
On this New Year, I pray that Liam and his entire Sangha get peace and prosperity and good health, good fortune, and that all their dreams and desires and wishes come true.
He's praying for all of us.
Akshardham in this life of theirs. This is for Liam and his entire Sangha and everyone that's associated with Liam.
Aww. Pray for all of you. Thank you, dear Sky Guardian. Dhanyavad.
Can I get one more?
Oh, he's doing one more for us. For good luck.
Give me 1 sec.
1 second.
Thank you for sharing the live, dear Magdalene and dear Knight. We wish and pray the same for you, dear Sky G, shares Magdalene. Yes, I echo that. Oh my goodness, look at all the food. This is all the Prasādam, sanctified food, which is first offered to the divine. You can hardly see the divine, the images of the divine, because there's piles and piles of food. And such neatly arranged, oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Well, you'd never go hungry here, that's for sure. The amount of patience that is required to offer all that food first to the divine before you eat it. Oh, he met John Bai. This is a frequent character that he meets here often.
Well, no, I'm taking a video of Seva. It's going on.
Oh, really? Hey, it's alright.
Sky Guardian keeps me updated every time he sees John Bai.
Happy Diwali, Happy New Year. Have a prosperous and wonderful New Year.
Thank you.
Well, thanks, John Bai.
All good?
How long do they have to wait to eat? That's a good question. I remember looking it up one time, and there's no guidelines. You know, if you're in a rush, you can just put it in front for 5 minutes or less. Sometimes it could be a few hours, depending on the item, depending on just how much you want to wait. But yeah, it's not like there's an exact measure. Definitely depends.
Alright, so you guys are going to be
John is chill. I agree, Greg RG.
Do you have this exhibit? Or you
How do you give back? Donate blood, recycle, support BAPS charities, support small businesses, and volunteer.
Yeah.
So this is the first exhibit. This is about the 50 years in service. On this wall, you can see Pramukh Swami Maharaj and Mansi Puja's great contributions. For example, the BAPS Sunset always has blood donations. We have yearly walkathons at least once or twice a year. We have charity events. Natural.
They do a lot of great humanitarian work.
Hurricane or you have a tornado. We have the health awareness for those who can't go to the doctors or can't get health insurance. On this side of the wall, there's a little activity for the little balls. So you grab them and you put it in which one you would do to give back. Over there we have.
I hope Sky Guardian, you better do this. If we don't see you put the little balls and the things that you would give back. Acts of kindness is the last one. Hello, dear Val. This is called the Swami Narayan tradition. Thank you, dear Maid Jardai Handa, for your team bracelet and heart me. Jaya Swami Narayan.
In the joy of others' lives are own. So just like that, we should also spread our service. Thank you, just alright.
Alright, cool.
We didn't see it. I'm gonna have to make him go back. It's okay.
Do you want to talk about the exhibition?
Values that inspire.
It's gonna go on YouTube.
Oh yeah, it is.
This is going on YouTube, by the way.
That's right. We can be sure that he cut the part out where he was putting the balls in the bins.
Happy Diwali, welcome to our 50 years.
Actually, I already know. He donates blood here. He actually sent me a video one time while he was donating blood. Casually. I think he helps out in almost all of those ways, so yeah. Sky Guardian is a very selfless person. This is so neat to watch. There's Blue Star Sapphire. I'm happy to hear that.
Influencing families to eat together, BAPS plays a crucial role in uniting families together. So Pramukh Swami Maharaj had said that all families should do curse about once a week to strengthen their family bond. So me and my family have been guided by Mother to do curse about every Wednesday where we discuss spiritual talks and values. And this is not only a way that me and my family have further strengthened our bond as a family.
It's a little hard for her to be heard, and I was talking over her, but she's talking about family meetings to discuss spiritual values, which sounds very, very wholesome.
Many other countless families throughout the world have been more unified. So now feel free to flip these for crosswords or engage in the crossword about values. Thank you.
Oh, he better solve the crossword. That's the next challenge. He's given us the ability to solve it. We could try. Let's see which one hasn't been filled out yet.
In the crossword about values.
14 across. Second letter is an S. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 letters.
Or
16 across is... Where is it? There's no 16 across. Is that why it's not solved? Or did I misread that? Is it 14? Look, oh, I think I did misread it. 14 across. Thank you, Wesley. Steadfastness in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. Now that's a good challenge. Second letter was an S. 12 letters, something like that. I actually read it right the first time, but I forgot instantly. That's funny. Hello, dear Michaela. Well, I'll leave it to you guys to think about. What is a 12-letter word for steadfastness in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success? Perseverance? That sounds good, but the second letter was S. What did that say? The environment here is such that people watch more, do more, and travel more. But if those things are not value-based, then it is the wrong path. That is why we build mandirs, which is the Sanskrit word for temple, and have assemblies for children and youth. You've got some Gujarati.
Can you read Gujarati or no?
Good try, Doom Knight. Perseverance.
Go ahead.
Wait 1 second, please read it.
I can't read or write, I'm sorry.
Can you help me translate that? I don't know how to translate.
No worries, no worries. It's okay.
Aspiration would be good, Magdalene, but sadly that's 10.
Sock means how uniteness.
Good try, dear Magdalene.
Everyone coming together. So it's basically talking how if everyone comes together, more miracles are created, and it's just it's like the saying that two minds work better than one.
Two minds work better than one. Aspirational. That would be a good answer. How many letters is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's pretty close. I'm not sure if it's a word that ends in an adjective form. Is this live? Asks Enchantress Theodora. No, this was something Sky Guardian recorded for us yesterday. With 12 letters? A lot of these are about Pramukh Swami Maharaj. This was someone that we read about in the book In Love at Ease. The book was all about Pramukh Swami Maharaj. We read the whole thing and then did an interview with the author, Yogi Trivedi. And that's all on my YouTube. The Pramukh Swami Maharaj was the guru and president of this organization until he passed away. And he has been succeeded by Mahant Swami Maharaj. Which, there he is. That's Mahant Swami Maharaj. Or is it? Now I'm getting my Maharajas mixed up. Another look at the Prasādam, the sanctified food offering. So much, my goodness. And all the different colors too. It's so satisfying to look at. So much cake. There's Dr. Jenny. Welcome. Let's say Ayurveda. Ayurveda is a traditional system of medicine in India, focusing on natural healing through diet, lifestyle, herbal remedies, and a balance of body energy. It emphasizes the connection between the body, mind, and spirit to maintain overall health and wellness. You do believe I got it right? It was Mahant Swami earlier. Cheers, Greg RG. It's good to know. What did that say? A pichkari is a colorful water spraying tool used during the festival of Holi. It is used to squirt colored waters at others in celebration of the festival's joyful and playful spirit. I love that. Looks like a really big syringe. And I keep double clicking. A rakti is a sacred thread tied by a sister around her brother's wrist during the Hindu festival of Raksha Bandhan. It symbolizes the sister's love and prayers for her brother's well-being, while the brother promises to protect and care for her. That's a beautiful tradition. I was made aware of it a few weeks ago when Usha Bai, one of our Sangis, said that she was going to celebrate it for me and that she would be my spiritual sister from the other side of the world. She's the one that sent us the other book that we read, the Hidden Power in Humans. Chakra and Kundalini. Oh, I know that book. I don't have the Gujarati version, but I have the English edition. The Vachanamrut, which we've been reading line by line, passage by passage on my YouTube channel also. That's a good question, Wesley. Is there a female equivalent for Rakti? I am sure that that you won't get in trouble if a brother ties one for her sister, or a sister ties one for her brother on the same day. But there might be another day dedicated. What did that say? Something about the Bhagavad Gita? The Bhagavad Gita is a 700-verse scripture that is a part of the Mahabharata, consisting of a dialogue between Prince Arjuna and Lord Krishna. It offers spiritual guidance on how to live a righteous life and fulfill one's duties. And we've been reading one version of the Vachanamrut on my Yamsox ASMR YouTube channel. And if you're watching this live, the 15th chapter goes up tonight. We won't read all of these. I'm sure there's lots of stuff to read, but you're welcome to pause in your own time. The dhol is a double-sided barrel drum, typically played with sticks. It is widely used during celebrations. Oh! Manjira. Manjira are small cymbals made of metal used in traditional Indian devotional music to keep rhythm. They produce a sharp, ringing sound when struck together. I've seen those before. The flute, I know that one.
Isn't this what you play, Liam? This is what you play on your sangha, right?
You knew it.
In your name, I'll do it.
I think these are items used in puja for worship. Ah, my apologies.
Cool.
So our satsang started in New York on August 3rd, 1974, and Pramukh Swami Maharaj started it, and because Yogi Maharaj wanted to bring satsang in North America, and just from that one mandir, this year, like 50 years later, we have 151 mandirs, 6 of them being traditional.
She's talking about the expansion of the amount of American-made temples, Indian temples.
And many more. And just last year in Amsterdam, in New Jersey, we had a grand opening inaugurated by Pramukh Swami Maharaj. And that mandir took 12 years to complete and 12,500 volunteers. Thank you. So the first mandir was
The festivals of India. Almost every month has multiple dates crossed off. We were talking about that yesterday on our live. All the different kinds of these are the really big holidays. Truly, if you wanted to count all the days, I'm sure you'd have something to say about any day arbitrarily.
I guess there's nothing in May.
Nothing in May? I'm sure there's lots of stuff in May. I should mention that this tradition, the Swaminarayan tradition, is very unique in that it diverges in many ways from many other strands of Hinduism. Some people call it like the Catholic version of Hinduism, just like there's a Catholic version of Christianity. So they often have their own versions of the holiday system, and might not include some other ones. Hello, everyone who's joining while we're watching. Yeah, I wanted to read that one on Diwali, since we're in the last day of Diwali right now. At least I am. You might be in the future for me. There's Diwali, a festival that symbolizes the victory of good over evil. The goddess of wealth, Lakshmi Ji, is worshipped on this day to receive blessings for future prosperity. And we are in Bhai Beej, a festival that celebrates the bond between siblings. It's very sweet. That's the significance of today. Traditional clothing. For 50 years, Indian Americans and BAPS have celebrated their heritage through the timeless beauty of traditional clothing. By wearing these garments, they ensure that the vibrant tapestry of Indian culture continues to be woven into the fabric of their lives, preserving a tradition that has stood the test of time. There's a day of Diwali too, halfway through November. Cheers, Gregorji. Oh my goodness. Oh, traditional food, you can try it yourself. Oh, I wish we got to try that. Actually, you know what, I say that, but just the other day I received a package from Sky Guardian with with so many different types of Indian food, so I do get to try some of that. Also from this organization. 145 mandirs. Magdalene, you share that you love how thorough Sky makes you feel as though you are there. Yeah, he's very great with that. Oh wait, did you see that? We have to write our name there, guys. Ready? We'll do it together. Yeah, let's find a nice spot for it. Right here. All right. Our Sangha. There. Her name's on the board, guys. 6 traditional stone mandirs and 1 Akshardham. I love that. I love how they call their biggest temple complex their Akshardham, because that's also the technical term for the not heaven, but something even higher than heaven, the abode of God that's higher than heaven in this tradition. So they've made a complex so wonderful that they call it something that means something higher than heaven. And it's truly beautiful. That's right, Greg RG. Name on the mandir chalkboard means making it to the fridge. Teachings about the nature of devotion and worship. What does that say? Prayer strengthens faith. Faith lights the way. Mansi Swami Maharaj and Pramukh Swami Maharaj have deeply strengthened our faith by reading our heartfelt letters and responding with love and kindness. Their thought-filled letters have offered us wisdom, reassurance, and blessings. They remind us that we are never alone on our journey of faith. The exchange of letters has become a source of strength, lighting the way for us to grow closer to God through prayer. And fun fact, anyone can write letters to Mansi Swami Maharaj right now. I wrote him a letter and he responded. This was several months ago by now, and I am not a member of BAPS, so it clearly does not matter if you are or not. And it's amazing, they go through hundreds of letters every day, millions of letters over the course of their guruship. And if you're ever feeling alone, just know that even someone as busy as the leader of one of the biggest religions, a leader of a strand of, how am I going to put this? Anyway, someone who's very busy and a leader of a very big religious organization still has the time to read your letter and write back.
Do you want to speak on this exhibition?
Yeah.
It's going to go on YouTube, by the way.
Okay. Hi. Sorry, everyone. Basically, this booth is about faith and inspiration, and also doing pranayama. Basically, whenever we face a hardship in life, we should turn to God, and because God has faced so many hardships, we want to aspire to be just like them. So, because Maharaj and Swami and Pramukh Swami Maharaj and Mansi Swami Maharaj went through so much, they have the best advice for us. So, for this activity, we have an open with envelope activity. And basically, what it is that whenever you're feeling one of these emotions, you would open it when you feel that way and read the pratna and advice Maharaj and Swami have for you. So, for me, for example, I would choose the when you feel alone envelope, because when I go far away from college, I don't have my support system with me. So, when I would feel alone, I would open it and I would read the pratna that Maharaj and Swami had. So please feel free to take a hard copy of one envelope, and you can read the pratna that Maharaj and Swami have for you. For example.
So this is the one he picked for us. When you feel alone, Jai Swaminarayan. Feeling alone can be tough, but remember this comforting quote from Pramukh Swami Maharaj: you are never alone. God is always with you. This reminder shows that even in moments of loneliness, you have divine support right by your side. When you're feeling isolated, it's a great time to reach out and connect with your community. Engage with others can help lighten your heart and bring joy into your life. Spend time with friends, family, or fellow devotees. Share your thoughts and experiences. One amazing place to do this weekly is weekly sabha, which is another term for sangha, at mandir. You'll find that connecting with others not only uplifts you, but also strengthens your bond with God. In Vachanamrut Loya 5, which I believe we've read on my YouTube channel, Bhagwan Swaminarayan teaches us that being part of a community increases our connection to Bhagwan, the personal form of the divine. So don't hesitate to join in on activities, whether it's at mandir, volunteering, or simply getting together with loved ones. You're never truly alone. You're surrounded by people who care about you. Embrace those connections and let God's love shine through your relationships. Remember, together we can support each other and grow in faith. Stay connected and know you are cherished. Very sweet. What a great one that Sky Guardian has chosen for us. Oh, we're getting more? How lovely. When you're feeling nervous. See if I can pause it at a moment where it's not too blurry. Jai Swaminarayan. Sometimes life can feel overwhelming and anxiety can take hold of our thoughts. It's a little too blurry, 1 second. There. During these moments, it's important to pause, breathe, and reflect on the teachings of Mansi Swami Maharaj. He often reminds us to live in the present and trust in God's plan. Bhagwan Swaminarayan is always with you. Stay calm and face your worries with faith. When we feel anxious, it's easy to get caught up in the what-ifs, but remember that true peace lies in the present moment. We often worry about things beyond our control, but by focusing on what we can do right now and placing our trust in God, we can allow His divine plan to unfold. Worrying about the future only distracts us from the opportunities and blessings of today. In Vachanamrut 1:16, which we have also read on the YouTube channel, Bhagwan Swaminarayan reminds us that we don't need to worry because God is always looking out for us. If we keep our faith strong and trust in Him, He'll protect and guide us through tough times. This scripture is a comforting reminder that God knows our path and won't leave us to face challenges alone. So, whenever you feel anxious or worried, remember that Bhagwan Swaminarayan is with you, watching over every step you take. Trust in His plan, stay grounded in the present, and have faith that things will work out as they are meant to. By focusing on today, you'll find strength to move forward with peace and confidence. With love and prayers for your peace and strength. A letter for when you are happy. When you are happy, Jai Swaminarayan. In these moments of joy, take a moment to celebrate not just your happiness, but also the presence of Bhagwan Swaminarayan in your life. The Swaminarayan philosophy teaches us to see God in every moment. As Pramukh Swami Maharaj beautifully said, life is a celebration when you live with God. This reminds us that our happiness is linked to our spiritual connection. When we recognize God's presence in our lives, we can find joy in even the simplest moments. Every smile, laugh, and shared experience reflects His divine love and grace. When you're feeling happy, take a moment to appreciate all the blessings in your life. Remember that this joy is a gift from God, meant to lift your spirit and inspire others. Share your happiness and let it shine as bright for those around you. Just like God's love shines through us, your joy can brighten someone else's day. Happiness isn't just a temporary feeling. It grows when we nurture our connection with God. So celebrate your joy. It's a little too blurry to see the rest of that sentence. Take part in activities that bring you peace and contentment, whether it's spending time with loved ones, doing Seva, selfless service, or simply appreciating the beauty around you. May your heart always be filled with joy, and may you continue to recognize the blessings that surround you. With love and blessings.
Also, I don't know if you mentioned this, but each letter has a QR code, so if you feel easier that you want to pull a bit of it and fit to that hole, then feel free to scan the QR code.
How modern. When you need to forgive. I like how he's drawing each one for us. When you need to forgive, Jai Swaminarayan. When holding on to grudges feels heavy, remember this quote from Mahant Swami Maharaj. Let me find a good framework and read the rest. Forgiveness frees the heart. Letting go of the past can be challenging, but embracing forgiveness is a powerful step towards your healing. Forgiveness isn't just about others, it's a gift you can give to yourself. Think about the relief you'll feel when you let go of your negative feelings. In Vachanamrut Loya 11, which we have read on the YouTube channel, Bhagwan Swaminarayan emphasizes the importance of compassion and forgiving others to find true peace. By choosing to forgive, you're not only honoring your own well-being, but also aligning with our Guru's teaching that promote love and understanding. Take a moment to reflect on the situation that's been bothering you. Ask yourself, what would happen if I let go? You might be surprised by the lightness you feel when you release those negative emotions. Remember, Forgiveness is a journey. I can't tell if there's a word in that shadow below his thumb before it says to take small steps towards it. Oh, there is some words. And live to take small steps towards it. That makes sense. You are stronger than you think, and embracing forgiveness can lead to a more peaceful life. Allow your heart to heal and offer yourself to the joy that comes with letting go, and open yourself with passion, with compassion, and support. Yeah, nothing like reading a video. And welcome, dear Phoenix Light. When you need to make a decision, this is for all you indecisive people, like myself. Alright, I think I got a good enough frame, hopefully. When you're faced with a tough decision, it's a good idea to pause and seek some guidance. In these moments, ask yourself, what would Maharaj and Swami Narayan do in this situation? This question can help bring some clarity and guide you toward the right choice. When you're feeling unsure, try to... I'm going to have to get another frame for that word. Try to quiet your mind for a bit. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let the outside noise fade away. Picture yourself in the situation and think about how you'd feel with each option. Ask for guidance from Bhagwan, the personal form of the divine, and your guru, trusting that their wisdom will lead you in the right direction. It can also help to chat with trusted friends or family about what you're going through. They might offer fresh perspectives that you hadn't considered, which can help you see things in a new light. Don't forget to reflect on your values and what feels right for you. When your decision aligns with your beliefs and the teachings of Maharaj and Swami, you'll feel more confident about the path you choose. It's perfectly okay to take your time when making important choices. Give yourself the space to think and pray, knowing that the right answer will come when it's meant to. Above all, remember that God is always with you, guiding you through every step of your journey. With a little faith and a clear mind, you'll find the strength to make choices that truly reflect who you are and lead you down a fulfilling path. With love and prayers for your peace and clarity. And when you need strength, did that say strength? It says when you need peace on the card. I could have sworn he grabbed one from the pile of when you need strength. Yeah, when you need strength. Well, when you need strength, I'm sure peace comes hand in hand. Hello, dear Leela. When you need peace, when you're looking for a little peace in your life, it's a great idea to turn inward and connect with the Bhagwan. One powerful practice to try is Mansi Puja, mental worship. Find a quiet spot, sit comfortably, and take a moment to breathe deeply. Visualize Bhagwan Swami Narayan, allowing your thoughts to settle as you let go of any distractions. Picture yourself surrounded by his love and light, and let your mind relax in his presence. In Vachanamrut Gadhada 156, which we've also read on the YouTube channel, it's said that meditation on God brings peace. This teaches us that focusing our thoughts on Bhagwan can help calm the chaos around us and bring true tranquility within. As you meditate, let yourself feel the warmth of God's love surrounding you. Imagine him smiling down on you and guiding you with his wisdom and grace. If your mind starts to wander, that's totally normal. Just gently bring your focus back to the image of Bhagwan. It's all about acknowledging those thoughts and letting them drift away, returning to that peaceful image. Incorporating this practice into your daily routine can really help you deal with stress and uncertainty. Even a few minutes of Mansi Puja each day can help you feel more connected and at peace. Remember, you're never alone. Bhagwan Swami Narayan is always with you, offering support and guidance. Embrace this moment of stillness and let peace of divine light fill your heart with love and blessings for your inner peace. And I like that, dear Greg RG. When you're praying for strength to resolve something, what you really want is peace. So now we're grabbing from the strength. Yeah, there we go. I guess somehow Sky Guardian figured it out. When you need strength, life can sometimes feel overwhelming, and you might be searching for strength to get through tough times. In moments like these, you can remind yourself of the beautiful words of Pramukh Swami Maharaj. In the joy of others lies our own. This teaching reflects the heart of our Swami Narayan tradition. Selfless service and living with dharma, righteous duty. When life feels heavy, remember that strength often comes from helping others, being there for those in need, and living according to our values. Seva, selfless service, not only uplifts others, but also brings peace and inner strength. Even the smallest acts of kindness can strengthen your heart and mind. Our scriptures remind us of this as well. In the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan Sri Krishna says, "Your right is to perform your duty, but never to its fruits." This verse teaches us to focus on our actions and duties without worrying about the outcome. When things don't go our way, giving our best effort without attachment to the result brings peace, and that peace gives us strength. In hardship, reflect on the seva you can offer. Through small acts of kindness or being a positive presence, bringing joy to others will lighten your own worries. As Pramukh Swami Maharaj taught, living for others' joy gives us strength and uplifts everyone around us. Stay rooted in your dharma and know that Bhagwan Swami Narayan and our gurus are always there to guide you, no matter how difficult things may seem. You are never alone on this path. With love and prayers for your peace and strength. When you need hope, in times when hope feels distant, remember that you are never alone. Take a moment to pause, breathe, and turn your heart towards Bhagwan Swami Narayan. In these challenging moments, pray and have faith that Maharaj and Swami will guide you through whatever you're facing. In the Vachanamrut Gadada 137, which we have also read on the YouTube channel, we're reminded that no matter how tough life gets, God's grace is always there to help us through challenges. Even in our darkest moments, there's always a light of hope if we keep our faith strong. Life can feel like an uphill battle sometimes, but remember that God's love and guidance will always be there to see you through. When you're lost, when you're feeling lost, take a moment to pray. Ask for peace and clarity, and trust that your prayers will be heard. Whether a simple plea for strength or a heartfelt conversation with Bhagwan, prayer opens the door to divine support. Allow yourself to feel the comfort that comes from knowing Maharaj is always with you, offering guidance and support. Look for the silver linings, no matter how small, and celebrate the progress you make, no matter how minor it may seem. Remember that every step forward is proof of your strength and determination. Stay hopeful and keep trusting that with Bhagwan Swami Narayan's grace, you can overcome any obstacle. You are surrounded by love, support, and guidance every step of the way. I'm happy you liked that story, dear Azares. this. This is the one we read already. I see. When you need encouragement. These are so wholesome. When you need encouragement, life can get tough sometimes and it's easy to feel overwhelmed. When that happens, remember that Mansi Swami Maharaj's wise words. Believe in yourself and remember that you have the support of God. This is a great reminder that you're never alone on your journey. Challenges are part of life, but they're also opportunities for growth. In Vachanamrut Gadhadha 2:7, which we read just a couple days on the YouTube channel, Bhagwan Swaminarayan reminds us that sincere efforts are rewarded with divine grace. So, keep working hard and trust that God is watching over you, even when it doesn't feel like it. Take a moment to reflect on the times you've overcome challenges before. You've got the strength inside you to get through anything. Surround yourself with positive people who lift you up and don't hesitate to share how you're feeling. Sometimes just talking things out can make a huge difference. Keep this simple mantra in mind. I am capable and I am supported. Repeat it whenever you feel the self-doubt creeping in. Every step you take, no matter how small, gets you closer to your goals. So keep pushing forward and have faith in yourself and God. You've got this, with encouragement and support. And when you are sad, see if I can get a frame that I can read this. Good enough. Jai Swaminarayan. It's totally okay to feel sad sometimes. Life can throw us curveballs, and it's normal to have days when everything feels a bit heavy. When you're feeling this way, take a moment to acknowledge it. It's good to let yourself feel those emotions. Remember what Mansi Swami Maharaj has said. Your feelings are important. Acknowledge them and share them with God. God is always there to listen and support you no matter what. In Vachanam Loya 4, which you'll never guess, we have read in the YouTube channel, Bhagwan Swaminarayan reminds us that even when things get tough, our faith can help us through. This sadness won't last forever. Brighter days are ahead, even if they feel far away right now. Try taking some deep breaths when you feel overwhelmed. It really helps. And don't forget that talking to a friend or family member can lighten the load too. Sharing how you're feeling can make a big difference. Also, do something that makes you smile, whether it's listening to your favorite bhajan, devotional song, making plans with your friends, or spending time outdoors. Small joys can really help lift your spirits. And don't forget to pray. Ask for forgiveness and guidance, and trust that Bhagwan Swaminarayan is right there with you. Each tear is a part of the healing process, and you'll come out stronger on the other side. Sadness is just one part of your journey, and it's okay to take your time. Better days are on their way. With love and prayer for your happiness. Alright, we've gone through all the cards. Seeing some other stuff go on. Wow, what's happening in the middle there? All the sanctified food is up there. Oh, what's that? I have no idea. Goodbye, dear Kev. Oh, I've seen those trees before. Hey, it's Canada. It's a Canadian flag. People writing their names. That's terrifying. Those cutouts. They're wholesome but terrifying. Oh, is that Lego? It's a Lego mandir. That's fun. Yeah. Oh, here's a view of what's there. Oh, it's a whole scene. Oh my goodness. Mountains. And there's a train I see. It's a miniature. That's fun. Very pretty. Lots of lights. You sure know how to party. The audio cut out. Oh, it's back. Oh, the cafe. Don't know what that is, but I would definitely try it. And all of this is for free. Run by entirely by volunteers. The Acharya Kichdi. I might try that tonight. I know that's one of the ones I think that Sky Guardian sent me, so... Oh... Pasta! Hey! Chips and queso. Drinks. Some chai. Us humans are so cute. I agree, dear Azares. Sky Guardian's trying each one for us. And dessert. Wow. And that's the end. How wonderful. What a very personal showcase of the Diwali and New Year's exhibition at BAPS in New Jersey this year. Thank you, Sky Guardian, for taking us. What a unique show and tell idea. Thank you. That was really fun. And if anyone else wants to share something of their own, do feel free to check out the show and tell application form in the link tree in my bio. What else makes a more perfect ending than brownie? Exactly. Jai Swami Narayan. Wow, that took an hour? I didn't realize that didn't feel like an hour. Maybe it did for you. Thank you for your patience, everyone. And thank you, dear Jarrett, who sent us another wave of subscriptions while we were watching that. To Dags, Lane, Shinigami, to our friend Mirna in Lebanon, and Fotnik. Thank you, dear Jarrett, and for your heart me. Om Vamadevaya Namo Jishtaya Namashristaya Namo Rudraya Namah Kalaya Namah Kalvekaranaya Namo Balaya Namo Balapramatanaya Namo Balavekaranaya Nama Sarva Bhuta Damanaya Namo Manonmanaya Namaha. That's the Vamadeva mantra. Just for you. And hello, Hia de la Luna. Welcome everyone who joined during show and tell. Thank you to John Simon Ritchie for the heart me that you sent to. Radhe Radhe. Rhiannon, you were thinking about adopting a dog called Brownie. Must be a sign. And Kev, I think Kev is already asleep now, but I thank Kev for the quintet of roses and pair of perfumes. Jaya Satchitanandam. Thank you, dear Gina, for your pair of the votes. Give me the votes. Radhe, Radhe. And thank you, dear Angela, for your ice cream cone and rose. Om Kring Kali Kaye Namaha. And Roxy, thank you for your heart me and pair of rosas. Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you, dear Alien T. All is well. Thank you for your heart me too. Ram Ram. All right, a much longer Shravana today. Before we transition to Manana, I will read to you the next chapter from Hollywood to the Himalayas. May this chapter enlighten you and relax you. Chapter 43. The doer burns out. Relatable. It was November of 2012, and I was 11. How to work 7 days a week, 365 days a year, especially if you don't need to. To be impoverished and unable to provide for your family without working 7 days a week is a situation too many people around the world face. But how to work constantly if you don't need to? I was not, of course, being paid for my service at the ashram, nor would I ever take money from the ashram or foundations, or our foundations. My parents, in one of the great blessings that I don't know how I deserved, support any financial need I have, from a new laptop to travel expenses to toothpaste. I also knew after my first several months here, that I wouldn't be kicked out unless I committed a horrible transgression. In the beginning, this all felt like a dream, like I had gone to sleep in the midst of a PhD, a marriage, and a normal life, and had awoken in a spiritual wonderland where my tasks were simple yet exhilarating. Then, over the years, as the quantity of Seva grew, so did its importance. We were building schools, orphanages, vocational training centers for women, and ashrams and medical clinics in Tibet, and of course there was the Encyclopedia of Hinduism. Plus, whenever any major natural disaster happened, we were right there. My first experience was the earthquake that struck the Himalayan town of Chamoli, 100 miles from Rishikesh, in the middle of the night of March 29th, 1999. Immediately, before dawn had broken, our ashram vehicles were on their way to the hills with blankets, food, water, and basic medicines. Over the next several weeks, we sent truckloads of supplies along with doctors. Then there was the cyclone in Orissa the same year. Then the earthquake in Gujarat of 2001, and the tsunami of South India and many other countries the day after Christmas in 2004. In the wake of the tsunami, we spent several weeks living in a government guest house on the coast of southern Tamil Nadu, in a village called Devanam Patinam. There we set up several large community kitchens providing 2 hot meals a day and milk for children and babies twice a day. We provided clothing, food, shoes, and other necessities for thousands of devastated villagers. We built more than 100 temporary homes and ultimately hundreds of permanent ones in Pondicherry. We built an orphanage with classrooms, a community center, a computer center, and vocational training for 200 women. Not working 7 days a week would be inconceivable. If only God would give us 8 days a week, we'd work 8. If only we didn't have to sleep or eat or bathe, we could get so much more done. And it was rewarding on many other levels. To simply finish off a folder full of papers that Swamiji had given me meant I got to go back, sit with him, give these papers back, and receive a new folder of new tasks. I loved finishing whatever was needed as quickly as I could, because the time between our meetings would then be shorter. I've just come to the realization that having a guru is just having like that old wizard in the tower that gives you quests in an RPG video game. You have successfully gathered all the supplies. It is time for another quest. In return, I shall give you 100 more experience points to invest in your spiritual connection to the divine. Once I had no more seva to do, meeting together became a priority so more tasks could be given. And the experience of accomplishment was exhilarating. Not just like that of getting an A on an exam or completing a report. These accomplishments were tangible and benefited others. The time in 1998 that I raised money for sweaters for the children in our schools and placed the order for 1,500 sweaters, I was giddy with excitement. I did it, I thought to myself. It was a high that surpassed anything I'd felt in school, anything I'd experienced, chemically induced or otherwise. And when I got to help distribute the sweaters and see the faces of the children as they came up one by one and reached their tiny brown arms to grab a maroon woolen sweater, a perfect match for their brown and beige school uniforms, my glee couldn't be contained. Exactly, Gregorji. And beads for prayer as loot for the quest. In return, here is mala. Oh, I love that so much. Don't you ever take a day off? People would ask. What do you mean, a day off? I would ask back in bewilderment. Do you take a day off from breathing or living? What would I do? Paint my toenails in bed? Seva, in all its aspects and elements, was my life. Puja Swamiji's teaching on service rang constantly through my ears and thoughts. Give, give, and give. He urged us, give like Mother Ganga, give like the sun, give, give, and give with no hesitation, no expectation, no discrimination, and no vacation. The sun never takes a vacation, he reminded us regularly. Mother Ganga never wakes up and says, I don't think I'll flow today. How to become like that? Living on the banks of Mother Ganga, we must take not only her blessings, but also her message. This was easy for me for many years. I remember being at my parents' house in Los Angeles on a short-term visit in the immediate wake of the Chamoli earthquake. We had found a generous donor from Mumbai who was prepared to donate large truckloads of supplies for the needy villagers. But someone had to send his office a list of what was needed. In early April 1999, I was the one who could get such a list prepared, typed and faxed with a nice cover letter before his office opened in the morning. When I called Puja Swamiji to tell him I had arrived safely at my parents' house, he explained about the list and letter needed. Absolutely, I said. I'll do it right away. Fatigue vanished, and I was exhilarated by the opportunity to, through a few short minutes of typing, be a vehicle for relief supplies to get to the villagers. I pulled out my laptop and sat down at the very desk I had used throughout elementary and high school and began to work. After a few minutes, my mom came in and said, Honey, you've been traveling for 30 hours. Go to sleep. I assured her I was almost done and kept typing. Puja Swamiji and our team on the ground had prepared a full list of exactly what was needed. Blankets, candles, water, biscuit packs, and tarpaulins. Not sure what that is. And warm clothing. For although it was springtime, the mountains are frigid 12 months a year. I prepared an effusively grateful cover letter and printed it out. As I stood over the fax machine, my mom came in again. "Sweetheart, come on. It's late. Enough already. Can't somebody there do this?" How to explain to the ashram's digital divide? In one office, work took place on a computer connected to the internet that could send printouts to an HP inkjet. And in the office across the way, work was handled by pen on carbon paper, spun on a mimeograph to make copies. I've never heard of that. And filed in cloth-bound register books. And how to explain the critical importance of this, not just for the earthquake survivors, but for the role Seva played in my life. No one else could send this fax, and yes, I would stand there all night if I had to, until someone in the donor's office picked up and responded to my request for a fax stone. It was rare in India for a fax machine to have its own dedicated phone line. The telephone would be answered by a secretary or another office worker who would or wouldn't be able to activate the fax machine and get a tone so my fax could be transmitted. I would do this patiently and exuberantly until the fax went through. No, sleep was not more important. Oily large pieces of material. That's what tarpaulins is. Interesting. And tarp is a shorthand of tarpaulin. Oh, I get it now. I see. Yes. I spent 15 years doing service from that perspective. Whatever, whenever, however, not out of compulsion or because I had no choice. If I'd said to Puja Swamiji, "I'm exhausted. I just landed in LA after 30 hours of travel. I have to go to sleep," he would have said, "No problem. Health is first. You can do it tomorrow." So, while he exhorts us to give, and give as a fundamental motto of life, he is also always one to remind us, take care of your body. Health is first. Work will never be finished, so be sure to take care of your health. My fervency for service was not due to fear of reproach. To serve had simply become my life. I'd spent my first 25 years wrapped up in me, my drama, my history, my wants. Each ache, pain, sniffle, or sleepless night was cause for concern. Now, service, work for others, whether a letter of blessings or encouragement or condolences from Puja Swamiji, whether schools or sweaters for children, whether a free medical camp or relief supplies, whatever it was my life. To serve had become my modus operandi. That night in LA and countless nights in Rishikesh, under no one's instructions other than my own, I stayed awake all night to finish something. The next day, while certainly sleepy, I was exhilarated. Then, after 15 years, I hit a wall. I had finished editing the Encyclopedia of Hinduism in early 2012. We were planning Puja Swamiji's 60th birthday celebration that November. His birthday is in June, but it's too hot then to host an event with VIPs from all over the world. Our state government had erected a huge permanent platform that rose above the river in front of our ashram, a crescent shape, in the center of which we had placed an enormous statue of Lord Shiva. The stage was filled with 4 rows of leaders, religious, social, national, political, and business leaders. We themed the event environmental protection for world peace. Our definition of peace has to expand, I explained in my welcome talk at the event. For centuries, religious leaders have come together at parliaments and summits in the name of peace. But today, more people are suffering and dying from a lack of clean water than from all forms of violence combined. Today, it is no longer enough to say, "Thou shalt not kill." Today we must join hands to realize that if children of any race or religion suffer and perish due to our actions or inaction, their blood is on our hands. We are gathered here today in the name of a new, expanded definition of peace. We released Pujya Swamiji's biography that day as well, by God's grace. A book I had written with a beautiful foreword and introduction by His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Chief Rabbi David Rosen, a renowned Jewish leader. Mandala published it gorgeously as a large format coffee table book. The event was a great success, and it wasn't until 2 weeks later that I realized I'd hit a wall. At first I thought I was just tired, and I slept a lot. I hadn't stopped working with urgency in years. Of course I was tired. I even thought about it neurologically. I was in parasympathetic nervous system backlash, when one stays fired up with stress. Even just the quote-unquote good stress of hectic, exciting work. When that ends, in order to return to homeostasis, the body switches from sympathetic fight-or-flight arousal into the parasympathetic nervous system mode, which slows the heart rate, slows the blood pressure, and so on. I figured, suffering the physiological and mental repercussions of a parasympathetic nervous system working overtime to balance years of intensity. But it didn't go away. I couldn't even seem to generate enthusiasm, let alone urgency for anything. Where had I gone? "I'm done," was about all I could say. I didn't even know what I was done with. Myself, it seemed. You can relate with that, Rhiannon. The hot flashes didn't help. They had started earlier that spring, and although I wasn't paying much attention to them yet, they were beginning to rattle me from the inside. As I looked at a paper or a file or an email, a physical agitation rose within me as I began to shudder and had to look away. Hard work had felt so right for more than 15 years. What was happening? One day in mid-November, I said to Swamiji, "I need a vacation." "Okay, plan it," he said, looking up and chuckling. Wow, I must be in horrible shape, I thought. Vacation is a 4-lettered word here, and those who need one are clearly not serious about their spiritual practice or their service. And now, without a question or hesitation, he said yes. Every single time I thought I could second-guess him, every time I had prepared conversations in my mind of what I'd say and what he'd say, he invariably surprised me. "You're not quite so smart," he seemed to be saying. "You still haven't figured this thing out yet. Vacation's bad. Okay, got it. A vacation? Sure. What?" But I didn't want to hex it, lest he change his mind. A few weeks later, he had a trip planned to Japan for programs and meetings. I remember that Swamiji has close devotees with a home on the big island of Hawaii. He had stayed there once, years earlier, en route from a meeting with the publishers of Hinduism Today magazine in Kauai. I remembered him saying how beautiful and peaceful it was. I contacted them. Could we spend 4 or 5 days there in December? Would they be there? They were, of course, excited. Beyond excited. People beg Pujya Swamiji to come visit them. He usually stays a night or 2 in cities around the world. 4 or 5 days was unheard of. Of course they'd be there. So I scheduled our flights to go to Hawaii first and then to Tokyo for our programs. Whatever spell Swamiji was under to approve my vacation plan seemed to have a long half-life. He okayed the itinerary and didn't at any point say, "What are you doing? That was just a test." I was embarrassed, but desperate and immensely grateful. I watched Sherlock Holmes movie on the plane. I had never watched movies on flights after moving to India. I had grown to believe doing so was a waste of time. There was so much work to do. There was no justification for time-wasting indulgence. And if I wasn't going to work, I'd rather meditate or read something inspiring, like a commentary on the Upanishads. Frivolous movies were out of the question. Yet, here I was, headphones on, gripped by Sherlock Holmes' adventures. Swamiji sat next to me, working and meditating. When he saw my screen on his way to the bathroom, he said nothing. He didn't even make a face. I watched him carefully, ashamed for my transgression, yet feeling helpless to do anything else. I couldn't work, I couldn't meditate. Nothing about me seemed to function anymore. I just wanted to watch Sherlock Holmes. Yes, thank you for booping me, dear Shoshana. We had to change planes in Honolulu. In the airport gift shop, I picked up a DVD about Father Damien, a Belgian priest who had moved to the Hawaiian island of Molokai in 1873 to minister, spiritually, medically, and logistically, to the thousands of lepers quarantined there by the government of Hawaii. I stuck the DVD in my bag. I'd had a morbid fascination with leprosy since seeing lepers sitting on the bridge across Ganga in Rishikesh, deformed hands outstretched for spare change. What must that feel like, I wondered, to have your limbs fall off? I was disgusted and intrigued, but it was too intense to watch now. On the plane to Kona, I read the airline magazine about all the activities to do on all the islands. I didn't need activity though. I just wanted to melt into comfort, ease, and pleasure. I wanted to feel myself again. The next morning, comfortable in my plush bed at the devotee's home, I woke early and then went back to sleep. I'm on vacation, I told myself, and laughed before falling back into slumber. It was mid-morning by the time I woke again, and I went outside into the bright sunshine. Swamiji was seated at a round patio table on a huge covered porch overlooking the Pacific Ocean. The outline of the island of Maui could be seen across a deep blue channel. He had a placement in front of him and 7 or 8 of his small spiraled notepads on the table. He was writing intently in one of them. "Did you rest well?" he asked. Shouldn't I have been the one asking him? I said, unable to put words into the joy I felt looking out over the ocean. "How did you sleep?" "Oh, wonderful," he said, and returned his attention to the notepads. "What are you doing?" I asked incredulously. Here he sat in picture book paradise, and he was writing notes in pads. "Oh, I'm planning for the toilets and clean water in the Kumbha Mela," he said with a huge smile. I stared at him. I don't know why I was surprised. I was the one who needed a vacation, not him. Still, I couldn't believe it. Seriously? Here? Toilets? "See," he said, opening one of the other notepads that lay on the placemat. "I already did all the plans for where we'll put the toilets on the Chardham route between Haridwar and Badrinath. I did that before breakfast." Page after page of his tiny pad was filled with his impeccably neat Devanagari script. I looked at all the bullet points he'd drawn, perfect black pinpoint circles. I'll continue reading in just a moment, but my phone is ringing. Or the alarm is going off, I should say, so I'm going to turn that off. Thank you. perfect black pinpoint circles neatly lined up on the left-hand side of the mini page, and next to each bullet point was a word in Hindi, each one of the locations of future toilets. He flipped page after page with glee. "And now," he said, putting that pad down and picking up the one he'd been writing in, "now I am planning for the upcoming Kumbha Mela. It is so wonderful. We will have Ganga Tat Pe Ganga Jal, clean water from Ganga on the banks of Ganga with this new filtration system. I am planning the locations for that and where our biodigester toilets can go." During his 60th birthday celebration, the Indian government's Defence Research and Development Organization, DRDO, the Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, FICCI, and our organization had signed a memorandum of understanding to work together to bring into common usage the DRDO's biodigester toilet, invented for soldiers deployed at a high altitude, a high-end engineering feat using enzymes to turn fecal matter into grey water. FICCI would help, through its corporate and social responsibility schemes, to put these toilets, which don't require elaborate sewage systems or treatment plants, at locations we would identify. The Kumbha Mela was due to take place in January and February 2013 in Allahabad, in eastern Uttar Pradesh, at the confluence of the Ganga, Yamuna, and invisible Saraswati rivers. It is said that the Saraswati River goes underground at Mana, a tiny town high in the Himalayas, past the holy temple of Badrinath, just before the India-China border. You can see the river dive under the flowing Alakananda River, at what's known as Bhima Pool, a large rock bridging the Saraswati River, and said to have been pushed there by Bhima, one of the heroes of the Mahabharata war, the setting of the Bhagavad Gita. It is believed that the Saraswati River appears again only at the confluence of these sacred three rivers in Allahabad, or Prayagraj, the majestic confluence. More than 120 million people would flock to the Kumbha Mela over the main 8 weeks on the most auspicious days. 30 million people would bathe in the Triveni Sangam, the confluence. In addition to the ceremonies, prayers, rites, and discourses, our main agenda was environmental protection. How could we make use of tens of millions of people in one place, full of devotion, sponges ready to broadcast the messages and teachings for a mass awareness-raising campaign? Our slogan was Green Kumbha, Clean Kumbha, Green India, Clean India. At the bare minimum, we wanted to work with local authorities to ensure that the riverbed of the sacred rivers did not become polluted by the waste of tens of millions of people. A Mela with a message, Swamiji had said. Not just inspiration, but also sanitation. Sanitation and meditation must go hand in hand. We must turn our focus from temples to toilets. The slogans rolled from his heart and off his tongue. And now, overlooking the Pacific Ocean, with the sun rising behind us, not yet overhead, a humpback whale breaching in the distance, he was planning toilets. "I can't believe it," I said. "This is the problem," he replied, taking off his reading glasses. "To you, it is work. To me, it is ecstasy. You see yourself as the doer of work, so you feel tired. If it doesn't go your way, you feel frustrated. If it goes your way, you feel proud. I do not think like that. I am not the doer." He looked far off, sort of up and sort of just out toward the ocean. He is the doer. God is the doer. I am just his instrument. If I can be used every minute and every moment, for me, that is ecstasy. It is not work. I love it. I had loved it too, I realized, squinting my eye as I walked toward the edge of their porch, no longer covered by the awning. I sat on the rough cement edge with flower pots hanging below and looked out. Other than the homes down the hill, all I could see was ocean, vast ocean. Yes, I had also loved the work. Oh, I already read that paragraph. After finishing the Encyclopedia of Hinduism, a task that in my... Wait, no, I didn't read that paragraph. It just starts the same. Yes, I had also loved the work passionately, but he was right. Even in my love for it, I was still the doer. I loved it because it made me feel useful. I was accomplishing beneficial tasks. I loved finishing what I'd been given, especially if I could do so faster and better than Swamiji had anticipated. And now the doer had burnt out. After finishing the Encyclopedia of Hinduism, a task that in my wildest dreams I had not imagined could be done, after writing his biography, a project I'd wanted to do since my first month at the ashram, and having it turned into a gorgeous coffee table book, after organizing the biggest event our state had ever seen in honor of his 60th birthday, after all this, there was nowhere to go. Nothing else I did felt meaningful. The dominoes of my mind began to tumble. Swamiji had pushed the first one, saying, "You think you are the doer," and the rest toppled down, one at a time. As the doer, it was all about me, what I could do, what I could accomplish, how good it was, how big it was, how fast it was, how many children or women or disaster survivors could be helped. Rather than me being an instrument for them, they had been tools for me, pieces in the game of my life. I arranged them in a way that I felt accomplished, worthy. How many sweaters or schools or computers would it take until I felt deserving of existence? Swamiji was not building toilets to feel worthy. He was building toilets because toilets were meant to be built, and he was the vehicle God had chosen. He was building them the same way he planted trees, the same way he did everything, as an available tool. If God wanted the work done, Swamiji was ready. If God did not want the work done, if insurmountable obstacles presented themselves, so be it. As a tool, he was sure he'd be picked up and used for something else. It was never about what he wanted or thought. I identified with the children, with the abandoned women, with the sick patients. If I could treat enough of them, provide for enough of them, maybe I could assuage the women, children, and patients in me. If I could hand back enough empty file folders to Swamiji, do everything faster, better, bigger than he'd imagined, maybe I would feel worthy of his blessings and the grace that had been bestowed on me. And if I couldn't, I was not worthy and might be sent away, abandoned again. Oh, wow. I whispered aloud as I watched sailboats and surfers far below. Wow. Orange robes or white robes, there was so much to heal inside. I pulled out a white patio chair with a floral cushion from the round table where Swamiji was listing locations for toilets in a makeshift city at the confluence of sacred rivers. I sat across from him and asked, "How to fix this?" Focus on realizing that you are not the doer. Focus on the real doer. Remember, you are serving your own higher self in others. It's not about you, the capable you, the intelligent you, or the dedicated you. It is about one part of the greater divine self serving another part. Like my stomach serves the body by digesting food, my lungs serve the body by breathing. The lungs never say, "You know, I'm the one keeping you alive, it's all because of me." And they never get tired of breathing. Because there is no sense of doership, they are just lungs, and so they breathe. The stomach is just a stomach, and so it digests. When you realize that you're not separate from this existence, not separate from the Creator, you will just serve without a sense of doership. Then the fatigue and frustration will be gone. The next evening, after I spent the day snorkeling with sea turtles, flapping my finned feet in crystal clear aquamarine water, we watched the DVD about Father Damien. Ultimately, he contracts leprosy and dies, but not before transforming the leper colony into a place where people, even in impending death, sing together, pray together, and chant God's holy name together. He brought them the gift of life, even in the face of death. He knew he would probably contract the disease and die. It was a part of the package, and he was prepared for it. Not because he knew that he'd build a hospital and school and proper housing before he died, not because he knew that 100 years later a DVD would be made about him and sold in airport gift shops as part of a plan to increase tourism to Molokai. Not even because he knew that eventually he would be canonized by Pope Benedict the 16th and immortalized as Saint Damien. He was prepared for it because to serve those people was his work. For as long as, and as much as, and in whatever way, God wanted to use him. As the lungs breathe because they are lungs, as the stomach digests because it's a stomach, he served and died there because that was how the tool of his life was meant to be used. Tears poured down my face. By the time the movie ended, with a cutaway long shot of the colony he'd built and died in, flanked by some of the highest coastal cliffs in the world, floating as its own world in the middle of the green ocean, I had to rush into my room. I lay on my bed and sobbed, wordlessly and thoughtlessly. I did not sob for Father Damien's death or for the thousands of lepers who had died there. I did not sob for the unknown millions who have perished from leprosy around the world. I sobbed for the act of service. Yes, 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 to be used like that, to be chosen to be used that way, to have the will of God flow through you in a way that death also becomes life. This is what I want. I gasped in my tears and felt Father Damien begin to breathe inside me. At first, our breaths were disparate, mine fast and shallow, his deep and slow. Slowly we began to breathe together, and in my breath now there was life. Yes, the lungs breathe because they are lungs. The nose has mucus because it's the nose. The tear ducts send rivers of salty river down my cheeks because that's what they do. And we serve not as separate doers, not to prove a point even of our own worthiness, not to earn the right to occupy our place on earth, but simply because with each breath, that is what we do. Our joint breath extinguished the fire that had burned me out. In the months and years that have followed, I find and lose and find again Father Damien's breath in mine. When I find it, I feel this saint breathing within me, and I cry. The gift, the fullness of being used in such a way. I serve, trying simply to feel the flow of the universe through me. How does the universe need me now? And whenever it starts to be about me, whenever frustration or fatigue starts to arise, I remember my guru ecstatically planning toilets while on a Hawaii vacation, because that's who he is. I find Father Damien within me and allow our breaths to align. I sit in the evening fire ceremony where the priests chant at the end of each mantra, Idam Namam, Idam Namam. Not me, for you. Not me, for you. Not me, for you. Oh wait. Actually, it says, not for me, for you, not for me, for you, not for me, and not from me, for you, from you, through me, who is also you. Thank you for listening. That's the end of our 43rd chapter as we read through Hollywood to the Himalayas. And may that reading ignite the genuine spirit of service in all our hearts. Namaste. All right. We are 1 hour 46 minutes into our Sangha, and now we're finally ready to transition to our Manana. So my attention is now on all of you, and we can open our hearts and minds to discuss whatever is within them. And thanks to those who sent a gift while we read, such as dear Alien T for the little crown. Om Aim Saraswatyai Namaha. Thank you for sharing the live, dear John, and Suz Namaste. Thank you, dear Tan Hao Yu, for your heart me. Ram Ram. Welcome, Mirna. And thank you, Lori Burdo, for your finger heart, your rose, your tiny, yippee, another finger heart and heart me. Om Kring Kalikaye Namaha. Thank you, dear Anna, for your rose. Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome, dear Nell 1130. Thank you, dear Mantrid, for your TikTok and heart me. Jai Sitaram. Thank you, dear Rianan, for your trio of music plays and pair of team bracelets. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. And welcome back, dear Hia Della Luna. Thank you, Shakira, for your heart me. Om Brahm Bhairvaya Namo Namaha. And Lori, thank you for another quintet of finger hearts. Om Kamalir Maha Kalikaye Namaha. Dear Hybrid Jen, thank you for your rose. Om Shri Mahalakshmiyai Namaha. And John F., thank you for your heart me. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. And thank you, Angela, for your rose too. Om Namah Shivaya. I see, dear Hia de la Luna. That is right, you did receive a subscription, dear Mirna, from Jarrett, who has been very compassionate in the service that he renders to our community here and back to me. Oh, welcome back, dear Laurie. And thank you for sharing the live too, dear Victor. Dear user 364, you ask, can we place trust in humans? Absolutely. And are we going to get hurt? Absolutely. But it's not about getting hurt, it's about the trust. Because if we don't make a world of trust, then how can we live at all? Though trust is a vulnerable thing, we require vulnerability in order to be open. No matter how many times it's been taken advantage of in the past, whatever inflicts our body or mind, we must remain open to the goodness in others, lest we shut ourselves down from that goodness too. So yes, we should place trust in humans. And yes, we are going to be disappointed, but that's okay. Because we don't place trust so that we don't get hurt, but because we make this world a more trusting place by doing so. And that requires a lot of healing. Hello, dear Talon. And thank you, dear John, for sharing the live again too. Never expected, but if you feel like there is ever any value in this space, I think it helps push it to a wider audience. And thank you, Lily Amor, for your tappy taps on the screen. Dear Rowan, you feel like you've lost your spark and you don't know where to look for it now. Feeling lost. Well, if you're looking anywhere else than within you, then how can you expect to find that spark, as it's not defined by the world around you, but is wholly and entirely up to you at all times, forever and always. But even when you are lost, that spark is there. Remember the saying that not all those who wander are lost. Lost just means that you have yet to find the next step in your journey. And that's okay. The step is still going to be there. Doesn't matter how long you take. Even if a specific opportunity comes and goes, you're still perfectly you now. In that time, you still learn and grow and understand. Even this moment is a valuable one. Thank you, dear Anton. Oh, has my mouse died? Not yet. Thank you, dear Lily Moore, for your trio of roses and heart me too. Om Ganganapataye Namaha. And dear John F., thank you for your friendship necklace, finger heart, and a tiny yippee. And Lori Burdo, thank you for your 23 roses. Jayasintaram. Dear Mirna, you ask if I've noticed that there has been a change in the time zone in the Middle East. If you're wondering if the time zone has affected my viewership, I haven't noticed. No. I was not aware. No matter what time we say it is, we all exist in the same present moment. I'm happy to hear that you found some anxiety relief, dear Aguita. And do know that that calmness is found within you. It was only a miracle that my voice led you there. But everywhere you have to be led is a place that already exists inside you. Thank you for sharing the live, dear John and Shakira. Anna, you shared that this Sangha has really helped you a lot with your social anxiety. Sometimes all it takes is a little connection, and that can go a long way. I'm so happy that this is a space in which you've discovered that. Dear Mirna, you now arrive toward the end of my show. That's quite alright. You arrive at the perfect time. Just meant for Mirna. Everyone arrives exactly when they're supposed to. Dear Aguita, You ask, why do we all forget many learnings within ourselves? To be able to experience the joy of discovering it all again. Why do you watch your favorite movie again? Why do you read your favorite book again? Why do you listen to your favorite song again? All of these revelations are our favorite things. We love to experience them again. Dear Jeff, you ask, what does Sangha mean? Sangha is an ancient word meaning community. A non-denominational space open for everyone to uplift each other, relate in one another's experiences, and share positive sentiments. Dear user 364, you ask, how do you differentiate fear from reverence? In reverence, there is no fear. True reverence means that you recognize that that bigger part of yourself is your well-wisher, and therefore you have nothing to fear, and you can revel in that grace that is being a part of something so merciful and so divine. Fear means there's still something to learn, because true faith is not motivated by fear, but by trust. And thank you, dear Hybrid Jen, for your trio of tiny tinies. Yippee! And if you truly have faith, then there is nothing to fear. In fact, there never is anything to truly fear. It is just that we might not realize that without faith. So it befits us to dissolve our fear with faith. And thank you for being a part of this safe space, dear Rianan. And thank you for helping bridge connections, dear Vicky Moon. Dear Azares, you share that you've heard Sadhguru say that the exit door to life is right above our heads. That a yogi who lives their final lifetime, they can choose when to move on. What would you say to this? Have you heard of the city of 9 gates? The city of 9 gates is a hot vacation spot. In fact, 8 billion people are living in the city of 9 gates right now. The city of 9 gates is a secret name for the body that you'll find in ancient scripture. The 9 gates are 1 ear, 2 ear, 3 another eye, 4 another eye, 5 another nostril, 6 another nostril, 7 a mouth, 8 the lower parts where we release, many things from our body. And the 9th is that spot which the 4 parts of the skull come together to fuse at the crown of the head before the soul enters the body. What kind of birth you take in your next life is said to depend on what gate you leave your body. That if you want to live in an animal body, then you leave through the lower gates. If you want to live a much more conscious reality, then you leave through a higher gate. But one gate is left at the top of our head for the yogi who chooses to leave and not return. That is the crown chakra, the Sahasrara chakra. If you truly wish to escape this world and not return, which is a question of whether you want to do or not, truly, then you have an exit. It's right there. If you want to leave at any time, it's there. You just have to know the key to operate the door. That requires qualifications to behold. Thank you, dear Hybrid Jen, for your trio of tiny tinies and your paper crane. Om Kring Kalikaye Namaha. And when you I think there might be a little bit of a language barrier here. When you are baby, you watch out to be soft when touching this part of the baby's head. Yes, that's right, dear Mirna. Many cultures have sacred tradition to be very careful with that part of a baby's skull. And thank you, dear Mama Rati. Because that is the place which the soul enters through. Dear Vicky Moon, you ask, why do I need physical connection and validation from other people when I have my gods? Are we designed like that? These are opportunities for you to generate faith. We are given the challenges so that we may discover the grace of transcending them. That we are given opportunities for physical connections and validation from others. And through our own pursuit, we come to the realization that we must get connection and validation from something higher. It's not built in because it's for us to be able to discover ourselves. And that is a grace. Because it's not the destination, it's the journey. And the journey to discovering true connection and validation is one worthy of your travel. Now, dear Kimia, you ask, if we choose not to go back, then where do you go? Then you become one with the whole of the universe. And every particle in creation will vibrate with your essence. That's a beautiful quote from Neem Karoli Baba, shares dear Alyssa. I love suffering because it brings me so close to God. This is something we can find value within our own experience, but not something that we would ever wish upon someone else. Dear Hybrid Jen, you wonder, what is that thing, the red dot on the forehead? A red dot has appeared on your late partner's photo. That's called the bindi, as Los has said, and it represents the third eye. To always remember to see with your divine eye, which means to not be so limited by what we see physically in terms of appearance, but to recognize with a kind of divine sight the divinity that exists within everyone. unfortunately, dear Los, if you can't be a contributing member of our Sangha in the form of positivity and having compassion, then I will have to mute you, and you're welcome back at a later time when maybe your mind has calmed down. So this is my one warning. I'd be happy to have anyone here as long as they're coming from a place of love and kindness. That sounds delicious, dear Marcy. Dear Crystal Chair, you ask, why do I TikTok? I TikTok because this is a space that is an honor to be able to host, and I love the diversity of people that come from all sorts of cultures and traditions. And I'm honored to have you here, and any way in which I can be of service to you. That is my duty. And thank you, dear David, for your heart me. Radhe, Radhe. All right. Ram, Ram. Thank you, dear Alyssa. And hello, dear Dalkinton. And thank you, dear David, for your finger heart and friendship necklace. Om Kring Kalikaye Namaha. Oh! It seems as though my camera's connection to my computer that I'm streaming from disconnected. Ah, I know why. I had set it up through Bluetooth, but usually I try to stream with a wired connection. Thank you for my patience. Or what am I trying to say? Thank you for your patience. This is my true form, just an orange kitty waving its tail in the background. It's okay to thank yourself sometimes too. Well said, dear King. There we are. You can see that today I'm wearing pajamas. Nice and cozy. Yes, many of you saw my bass guitar. Don't ask me to play, I don't know how. It was a gift from my father when I was much younger. Hopefully with the intention that I would learn it, but I have yet to. Dear Vicky Moon, you ask, is Reiki from Hinduism? No, I don't think so. I think it might be it might be Japanese. That's just a guess. But there is an equivalent idea of prana. And prana is the energy that flows within a body. And with the right qualifications, it can be affected by others in a good way. Only through consent, of course, which is why the first step in any Reiki is to ask for consent to be able to bring in good energy and release any negative energy from your system. And thank you, dear Hybrid Jen, for your finger heart. And dear Mamarazzi, thank you for your garland headpiece. Om Dum Durgaye Namaha. Thank you, dear David. What is life but something to be conquered? It is true, there are many challenges in life to conquer, but if you consider life always something to conquer, then how will you ever be at peace when you feel like you are in need of conquering something? So we can add to that life is full of challenges for us to conquer, so that we may continue to deepen our peace and have acceptance in the present moment. Reiki does come from Japan. Thank you. And thank you, dear Dove Darker, for your heartmeat. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namaha. This life is a curriculum. I like that. So you're wondering about prana. Where do you find that practice? I'm not aware of, that's the name of the energy itself, prana. In Reiki, what you move around is the prana, or ki, or chi. But one fundamental difference, perhaps, between the idea of Reiki in Japan and the idea of prana in India is that in India, you don't need to do anything. It's already naturally going to make wonderful things happen. You never have to go to anyone to fix you or anything like that, which can be a subtle implication that you have to go because something is wrong with your energetic system. In Hinduism, there is never such an idea. If you're feeling like there's something uncomfortable, then that's not something to fix. It's something that will naturally transform into something wonderful, so you don't need to change anything about your energetic body. And there are techniques to just trust in that, mainly. But the equivalent would probably be called pranayama, which is the conduct of prana, which often involves the breath, since our breath is so innately tied with it. And a majority of that practice is just on having calm breathing, conscious, calm, circular breathing. And if you can breathe like that, then your whole energetic system will find equilibrium. And it's mostly an internal process. No need to go to anyone else. You have the qualifications to conduct your own pranayama. You want to practice to help people? That's a beautiful thing. The best way you can help people is by being a contributing member of society. By being kind and compassionate. So much good energies happen when you do that. Just by being a role model, by being there to listen. To me, that is the highest energy work, is just to be a selfless servant. What can be an obstacle, which is good to be aware of, is just like in our reading today, we become identified with the doer, and it can inflate our sense of pride when we feel like we have gained this ability to control the energies around us. And that type of siddhi, spiritual ability, is to be respected without any sort of identification. As such, in the Hindu tradition, there is very little need to become an energy worker or anything like that, because the highest energy work is done by God. All we can do is just be the selfless servant that we are towards all sentient beings, and God will do the rest. And thank you, dear Dub Darker, for your heart meat. And Hia de la Luna, thank you for your garland headpiece. Dum Durgaye Namaha. And thank you for your follow, dear Blue. Dear Mirna, you ask, don't we need a minimum level of awareness to be able to practice pranayama? Nope. As long as you are able to breathe consciously, that is your qualification. If you have awareness of breath, that's all that is needed. Very simple. You are able to conduct the flow of breath within your own body. And how will you gain that awareness if you don't try to do that? The only way that you can truly gain an awareness for anything is to start doing that thing. You can read all the books you want on how to fix a car, but until you get your hands dirty, until you open the what's it called? Not the lid of the car. Why am I forgetting the name of the thing that houses the engine? Anyway. The hood, thank you. The lid. We should call it the lid. And once you get your hands dirty, the bonnet, as they say in places that colonialism may have arisen from, then true knowledge comes through experience at that point. Likewise, it's true in spiritual endeavors too, that we can read and study and listen and read all the books, do all the online courses, whatever. But the moment that we start practicing is the moment that we gain practical knowledge. That is why the word practice is rooted in practicality and practical knowledge. Experiential knowledge is held high above all other forms. So when it comes to guiding the energy in your body, you start by starting. You learn by doing. You gain practical realization, awareness of it through practicing. Thank you, dear Hybrid Jen, for your trio of perfumes. Jai Shri Ram. Dear Lissa, you share the path of service as such love. Do I know of Hanuman? He is your heart and your lineage, it seems. Do I know of Hanuman? Why don't I share a story of Hanuman with everyone? One day, Hanuman was gifted rosary beads, prayer beads, which is traditional. You may meditate upon them, and each bead you may chant a mantra. It's helpful for timing your meditations. We'll be doing one shortly. Hanuman was gifted a mala. But instead of chanting on each bead, he was cracking each one open with his teeth. And the one who gifted the gift was horrified, as anyone would be. They asked, "Why are you destroying this gift?" Hanuman said, I am looking for Rama and Sita. If they are not inside this mala, then I have no use for it. The idea is it was gifted to Hanuman so that he'd chant the name of Rama and Sita on each bead. That's his chosen Ishta Devata, personal form of the divine that spoke to his heart. And they said, come on, Hanuman. Everyone knows that God isn't literally within it. It's not like you can open up anything and you'll find God and Goddess sitting there. Hanuman said, I beg to differ. And so he grabbed onto his chest and he ripped his flesh open, and in the beating heart of his own body there was Rama and Sita. Everyone around them just dropped their jaws like As such, one of the most common depictions of Hanuman is with his chest ripped open, and you'll find in his heart Rama and Sita literally there. That is the nature of devotion. Hanuman is the monkey. You may know that in India, they are famous for having different forms of divinity that are animalistic in nature. Hanuman is the monkey god, and he himself is a devotee of God. And that's a very beautiful symbolism, that the devotee of God is also God, or is also equally divine. And in that sense, we are all the divine, and we worship our higher self, not as something separate from us that demands it of us, but because we fall in love with the truth of our being. And so we have to descend on this planet in order to discover what it's truly like to be our higher self from the outside. I like that quote from Hanuman, dear Alyssa. When I don't know who I am, I serve you. When I know who I am, you and I are one. I love that. And like all of the Hindu gods, they're always on earth at any moment. Don't have to wait 2,000 years for the next coming of any of them. At any moment, they're around. Just last century, Hanuman came as Neem Karoli Baba, as the guru of Ram Das, and there are pictures of him, audio files of him singing. The divine never leaves us alone. Thank you, dear Angela, for your finger heart and witness of beauty. Thank you for your heart me and hand hearts. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. And hello, Mariham. Good night, dear Anna, and happy birthday. Dear King, you ask, do I feel after awakening I chose my personality consciously, sometimes based on what's needed? Yes and no. Yes, in the sense that if I'm talking to a kid, I don't mind being a kid. If I'm talking to Christians, I don't mind being a reflection of Christianity for them. If I'm talking to Buddhists, I don't mind being a reflection of Buddhism for them. I only wish to reflect back the goodness in those around me. And I consciously choose to be a mirror but I don't consciously choose what is reflected in that mirror, as that is a natural consequence of just the goodness that inherently exists in that which is being reflected. Thank you, dear Alyssa, for your pair of donuts. Om Braum Hanumate Namaha. Dear MJ, thank you for your half a dozen roses. Om Shri Mahalakshmyai Namaha. Hello, dear Lumi. I am doing well. Thank you for asking. And Rianan, you love Narasringa Deva. Is that the lion? Narasimha? Yeah. Narasimha. Yes. That's a good one. Thank you, dear Doom Knight, for your tiny yippee! I'm grateful for you too, dear Lumi. User 364, you ask, what's the oldest and most sacred symbol? You are. Because your true essence is older than time itself, sacred to the core and symbolic of truth. Your soul is the oldest and most sacred symbol. Now, if we're talking about one on the time scale of human civilization, symbols of nature probably come first. Symbols of animals, of trees, like the tree of life, flower of life, as Gregor G shares. The sun, or even something as simple as a dot or a circle representing unity or wholeness. Those are all pretty old. And I think you can find those symbols even in the cave paintings before we started really becoming a civilization. And dear Gregor G, you share, what is a symbol but an idea we use to represent what was already here? I like that. Everything is a symbol. Now, I think it's a good time to begin to think about wrapping up today's live stream. We had a very long Shravana section, which made for a relatively brief Manana section. But we'll be concluding now with the last portion of Sangha dedicated to Nididhyasana. Almost mantra time indeed, dear Gregor G. Tonight I'd like to do 108 repetitions of a mantra. And dear Mirna, I would like to know again, why 108? Oh, did I forget the question of the day? Hold on. Let's go back in time. My question of the day today is, what can one do when feeling burnt out from doing? After we explore this, we'll end our live stream with a meditation, but I'd love to hear from you. What can one do when feeling burnt out from doing? Being, shares user 364. Well said. Sleep is a great option, shares Ms. Bliss, that's for sure. To do nothing, shares Hybrid Jen. What can one do, shares Donsuela. Don't. And you liked our author's answer so much, shares Greg RG. Free yourself from the identity of the doer. Bedrot, shares Doom Knight. Time and space away when possible, shares T Murph. Grounding ourselves, shares Jaderade. And you share that you stay still, be quiet, motionless, shares Hybrid Jen. Big rest time, shares Donsuela. Welcome, Constance. Rest, surrender, and allow God to take the reins. User 308 shares, stop doing and start reflecting. And Aureline, if that is how I pronounce your lovely name, you share nothing to do, nowhere to go. Witness of beauty, you share resting. Change of scenery. Those are very great tips. Alyssa, you share read the Bhagavad Gita. I like that answer. Angela, you share practice boundaries and rest. Absolutely. Watch Yam live stream, shares Doom Knight. Only if you want. And you like to pray and shower, shares Hybrid Jen. Those can be very helpful techniques indeed. A nap in the forest by the water, shares Ms. Bliss. Oh, how delightful. Yeah, I liked that answer by Don Suela too. Don't. We can also meditate, shares Angela. Lovely. Reconnect to God, shares G2 Infinity. Indeed. Vicky Moon, you share to choose who we are willing to hear. To choose who are willing to hear us and understand us. I like that. And hello, Jimmy. Or Jaime. Or Jaime. Jime. Please tell me how I can pronounce your name as appropriate as possible. And Mariam, you share rest. You think rest is a wonderful thing you can give yourself. And Hybrid Jen, you share today you just simply need to sit out in the sun and hush. I like that. And dear Greg RG, you share burn up the not doing as well and then realize you were the fire too. How profound. Yes. Go outside, walk, shares MJ. And feeling burnt? Cold shower, shares Azarays. Be in the present moment, shares Alex. Yoga always feels great, shares Jaderade. It's quite alright, dear Vicky Moon. And dear King, you share the doing doesn't burn us out as much as resisting our natural self while doing. I like the way you put that. Let out a good scream, shares Jaderate. Hugs and fruits do wonders, shares Evilise. That they do. Take vitamin B12. That's very important, and one that many people are lacking in. One of the reasons for doing yoga, it's said that since B12 is one of the only vitamins that we can't technically get from an all-vegetarian diet, our gut actually does produce B12, but it's located so far down in our digestive tract that certain yogic exercises actually have to be done in order to absorb that B12. So the way that the yogis got B12, even on a vegetarian diet, was through yoga. Dear Alyssa, you shall remember you are the poet and the players and the play. How beautiful. Engage in activities that we find fulfilling. We can also ground ourselves. I like that, dear Angela. And it's funny how there's always a solution, shares user 364. That's right. Jaderade, you share, you're going to ask your yoga instructor if she knows this. I would be very impressed if they did. Unfortunately, the yoga that we get in the West is a very distilled version of the yoga that is in India. You might have to find an actual yogic text to be able to uncover those kinds of secret techniques. But it's worth a shot. Just don't be demotivated if they don't have the answer. Thank you, dear Constance, for your heart me. Radhe, Radhe. And dear Alyssa, thank you for your heart me too. Kring Kalikaye Namaha. The technique is Nuali Kriya. Thank you for sharing the name of that, dear G to Infinity. Essentially, a lot of the technique revolves in turning yourself upside down. It's good to be upside down for at least a part of your day. That's quite alright, dear Miss Bliss. I'm grateful to be able to do the question of the day. Thank you, everyone. I love these answers. So many wonderful tips that we can do for ourselves when we're feeling burnt out. I think the biggest one I'm hearing from all of you is to stop. Is to give yourself some rest. Take some time to ground. Dissolve the sense of doership. Connect with your natural self without resistance. Abide in the true presence of your own spirit. Thank you, dear Alyssa, for your subscription too. I look forward to wherever our path together takes us, and I hope to be of service. Radhe, Radhe. In G to Infinity, you share, for women, it is usually advised to refrain from long inversion if on moon cycle. Good to know. I didn't know that. Thank you. During the daytime, you feel so sluggish. Then when night comes, you feel so much better, shares Hybrid Gen. Well, you know what they say. The yogis. Actually, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that to the sage, night is day and day is night. And the Buddhist scriptures have the saying, the Buddha, the fully awakened one, is one who is fully awake while dreaming and completely in dream while awake. Dear Olora, you ask, how is it possible that our self keeps being left out at work and every day? We lose humanity. To give us the opportunity to discover it, of course. We forget not to some mistake in creation, but for the very purpose of being able to relive the divine truths that are ecstatic to remember. As we gain consciousness in our civilization, as we grow and grow, we become ever immersed in more and more opportunities to remember ourself and engage in more humanity. And that is a blessing. All right. Thank you all for being here. Now I would like to transition to our Nididhyasana. For tonight's end of the Diwali festivals, which took place over the span of the last 5 days, I would like to do the Viṣṇu Gayātri Mantra to end our live stream, as well as end our impromptu celebration of Diwali. I'll tell you a little bit more about that and the meaning of this mantra, as well as why 108 is the number of times we'll be chanting before we do. So this 5th day of Diwali, known as Bhai Dooj or Bhaiya Dooj, is a celebration of the sacred bond between brothers and sisters. This day signifies the deep love and protection siblings offer each other, echoing the divine relationship between Yama, the god of death, and his sister, Yamuna. It is a day when sisters pray for their brothers' well-being and prosperity, and brothers vow to protect their sisters. So, I hope to be a big brother to everyone here, and any way in which I can offer a shield of protection to your heart, that would be my duty. And I hope to also be big sister too, and wish for well-being and prosperity for all of you. Spiritual significance of this day is that it emphasizes the importance of family bonds and the sanctity of sibling relationships, mirroring the divine connections we nurture in our spiritual family or Sangha. Sisters perform rituals for the longevity and prosperity of their brothers, symbolizing the nurturing and protective nature of divine love. And just as siblings renew their vows of mutual care, we too renew our commitment to our spiritual journey and our community. For this auspicious occasion, a mantra invoking divine protection and prosperity is appropriate. Thus we chant the following, dedicated to Lord Vishnu, the preserver who embodies protection and well-being. Om Narayanaya Vidmahe Vasudevaya Dhimahi Tanno Vishnu Prachodayat. Om is the primordial sound, the source of all creation. Narayanaya means to Narayan, the refuge of all beings, one of the epithets of Vishnu. Vasudevaya means to Vasudeva, the son of Vasudeva, which is an epithet of Krishna. Dhimahi, we meditate upon. Tanno, may that Viṣṇu, the all-pervading Lord, prachodayat, enlighten or inspire us. The overall meaning is we meditate upon Narayana, the son of Vasudeva. May Lord Viṣṇu, the all-pervading one, enlighten and inspire us. The benefits of chanting this, I'll have you know. 1, it invokes the protective energy of Lord Viṣṇu, safeguarding us from negative influences. 2, it attracts divine grace for prosperity and well-being in our lives. 3, it enhances spiritual awareness and deepens our connection with the divine. And 4, it fosters harmony within families and spiritual communities, strengthening bonds. So, may this sacred chanting illuminate your hearts and bring divine blessings upon our Sangha. As we gather to chant this mantra 108 times, may we feel the protective embrace of Lord Viṣṇu and the nurturing love of our spiritual family. So, why 108? Because primarily there are 9 celestial bodies and 12 constellations. Therefore, 9 times 12 means a total of 108 combinations of astrological influences. So each time we chant through 1 to 108, we transcend one of the influences of a celestial body on one of the constellations. And by the time we get to the end, we should be free from them. And this is something unique about Vedic astrology, is that if you do your spiritual practice right, you never have to worry about what the stars are doing. Don't even have to look at your horoscope or get any sort of reading. You transcend your star sign. And so the purpose of 108 is to transcend all the influences. And thus you get to become the conscious creator of your life. That now nothing else defines the way forward other than your own free will. 108 also manifests in 3 other ways in our solar system. 108 is the exact number of moons that could fit between our Earth and our moon. And if you didn't recognize already, the moon is much farther away than we think it is. It's also that many number of suns as it comes to how many suns could fit between our Earth and the sun. And the number of Earths that could fit across the diameter of the sun. So it also represents the Earth-Moon-Sun relationship, which is, of course, so symbolic. What are the 9? Asks Myrna. Well, of course, all the planets. We've got Mercury, Venus, Mars, I skipped Earth, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. That is 8. Oh, I skipped Earth because Earth's not included, isn't it? So that makes 7. And then the moon and the sun are the 9. And then multiply that by the number of constellations along the equator, which is 12, and you get 108. That is the significance of the number of beads on this mala, which we will be using to keep track of our meditation. We'll start on the Guru bead or just after and end just before. And the Guru bead will tell us where to start and when to stop, just as a Guru would. Without further ado, let us chant the Viṣṇu Gayātri Mantra 108 times. For all of those who cannot chant or decide not to for whatever reason, I will chant for you. Om Narayanaya Vidmahe Vasudevaya Dhimahi Tanno Viṣṇu Prachodayat. 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 My apologies, I'm so used to chanting the Rudra Gayatri Mantra. Again. Om Narayanaya Vidmahe Vasudevaya Dhimahi Tanno Viṣṇu prachodayat. 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 Om Narayanaya Narayana vidmahe Vasudevaya dhimahi Dhanno Viṣṇu prachodayat. Om Narayanaya 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 vidmahe Vasudevaya dhimahi Dhanno Viṣṇu prachodayat. There are many versions of the Gayatri Mantra. Om Narayanaya vidmahe Vasudevaya dhimahi Dhanno Viṣṇu prachodayat. 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 Om Narayanaya Vidmahe Vasudevaya Dhimahi Dhanno Vishnu Prachodayat. Om Narayanaya Vidmahe Vasudevaya Dhimahi Dhanno Vishnu Prachodayat. Om Narayanaya Vidmahe Vasudevaya Dhimahi Dhanno Vishnu Prachodayat. Om Narayanaya Vidmahe Dhanno Vasudevaya Dhimahi Dhanno Vishnu Prachodayat. Om Narayanaya Vidmahe 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 Dhanno Vasudevaya Dhimahi Dhanno Vishnu Prachodayat. Om Narayanaya Vidmahe Vasudevaya Dhimahi Dhanno Vishnu Prachodayat. Om Narayanaya Vidmahi Vasudevaya Dhimahi Tanno Viṣṇu 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 prachodayat. Om Narayanaya vidmahe 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 Vasudevaya dhimahi Dhanno 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 Viṣṇu prachodayat. Happy Diwali, everyone. May we come together as fellow brothers and sisters and everything in between as we celebrate this last day of the Festival of Lights, hoping to ignite the light that exists within all of our hearts to shine light in the darkness of the world that we find before ourselves today. Hoping to find that inner light within everyone around us. May we come together in unity, in harmony, knowing that everyone is living their life to the knowledge that they have to the best of their abilities. And at that moment, for them, it's enough. And yet simultaneously, there is simultaneous possibility in all that we have to continue to achieve individually and as a society. Let us continue to work towards that together. You are deserving of love, so please start with yourself. Take care of your body, your mind. Forgive yourself for whatever things you have done up till this now. Know that this is a new day, a new dawn, to begin with one step forward in the right direction. You are not defined by any of your mistakes, but by the accountability and commitment to make each day a little brighter for the world around you. And that is a gift to be able to take advantage of. Thank you. Namaste. That is the end of our meditation, and I have almost lost my voice, and as I started today, as I woke up today, I had a sore throat, so I might be getting a cold, but that's quite all right. As long as I have a voice, as long as I have the energy, I don't mind doing a Sangha, so I do hope to be back tomorrow, but I will giving my body and mind some rest too. Thank you to those who sent a gift while we were meditating, such as, let's see, where did I leave off in my gifts? Dear Hybrid Jen, thank you for the rosa, the hanging lights, the dozen roses, and the flowers. Never necessary, but deeply appreciated. Ram Ram. And you give me the blessing of a piece of knowledge that boiled cabbage water will take a sore throat away. Good to know. Thank you. I know that a spoonful of ghee works as well. Honey and gargling with salt water, which is something I've been doing. But I'll add that to my list of remedies. Thank you, dear Starlight Wow, for your 10 roses. Hari Om Tat Sat, dear David Robinson. Thank you for the rock star, the little crown, the hand hearts, and the TikTok. Jaya Sitaram. Thank you, dear Lumi. I do hope to be all of you guys' brother and sister. If you see me as a sister, that works. I don't mind. We don't discriminate. And thank you, Bobby Su, for your heart meet, team bracelet, and cheer you up. Jai Sitaram. And thank you, David, for your subscription again. Always looking forward to being a part of our path in any way in which I can be of assistance. That is my duty. Thank you, dear Autumn Rose, for your rose. Om Tat Purushaya Vidmahe. Vamadevaya Dhimahi Tanno Rudraf Prachodayat. That's the other Gayatri Mantra I was getting mixed up with in my chanting, and I apologize for that. Sometimes I choose a mantra that I've never done before either, and tonight was one of those times, so forgive me for learning along with you as I screwed up several times. Thank you, dear Bobby Sue, for your hanging lights. Om Kamalir Maha Kalikaye Namaha. And thank you, Hybrid Jen, for your 15 roses. Hari Om Tat Sat. Today we made it to 50,000 likes, which is very, very impressive, knowing that each one of those likes came from firing the neurons in our finger. getting the electrical impulse, the cascade of sodium and potassium ions down our motor neurons to bring our finger onto the screen 50,000 times. That's quite incredible. Never is that ever expected, but if it helps bring the space to a wider audience, if you feel like it will benefit them, then that is a beautiful thing to do. And Rhiannon, you share as a fun fact, chanting helped rewire your brain from traumatized to healed and juicy. Well, I'm so happy to hear of your juicy brain. Fill it with good healing juices. Mantras can be one of those to add to your smoothie of healing from trauma. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you, David, for appreciating that. And for your finger heart and friendship necklace. Ram. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you to my lovely moderators for helping keep the peace, and for everyone else for being respectful. Oftentimes it happens that people go through these lives, and due to whatever they're going through in their life, they might join at a time in which they don't recognize the context, and they might get defensive. They might say things that aren't helpful. But it always makes me so happy to see when people are being respectful, even to those whom might not be reflecting that back. Something I love to see is a respectful community, even to those whom are being mischievous. Lots of love to them too. So yeah, thank you for that, my dear Sangha. And good morning, dear G to Infinity, and good night. I hope you go back to sleep. Dear Azares, you mixed the Tanno Viṣṇu with Diyo Yona in the ending before the Prachodayat. Yes, the Gayatri Mantra has many different variations, and I think as we've learned tonight, it's hard to keep track of them sometimes. We must love and be love. That's all there is. Well said, dear Alyssa. Very honored to have a soul such as yourself here. And I'm happy to hear that you fell asleep at an appropriate time, dear Billy, last night. I have to work on my sleep schedule too, so I shall be departing. But not before I remind everyone that the recording of this live is uploaded to my Yamsox Lives YouTube channel. And if you derive any benefit from there, it's there for you. I don't monetize the videos, so truly is just an offering for you. And the meditations and the readings also have their own designated playlists if you ever want to participate in them. On my other YouTube channel, Yamsox ASMR, I'm going to upload the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita tonight, which I did whispered with rain sounds in the background. Hope you enjoy that chapter if you like it. Now, you want to test my ability to read Sanskrit from copy and pasting Google Translate, dear Azares. You have shared Asima Kritagyata. I have no idea what that means, but I believe I pronounced it pretty well. You can tell me what that means, according to Google Translate. Asima Kritagyata. I'm waiting. Unbounded gratitude. How beautiful. Thank you. All the same to you. May this live stream be an offering to the divinity within you. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to the light, from death to deathlessness. May there be peace in our environment, peace within our hearts, and peace in the forces that compel us. May you have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, your night, your evening, your morning, whatever it may be for you. May you have a wonderful rest of your present moment. Namaste. You've got this.